Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Body Tuning Live. Today, the class is called the Shake Up, and we're going to be looking at how shaking the body in different ways can help relieve stress and tension, and also increase flexibility. Some history on why shaking is important, or rather the research, has been done in a book called Shake It Off Naturally. And it's a book about trauma-releasing exercises, which a doctor who was traveling around the world started seeing this phenomenon in nature. He was traveling to war zones, and he would notice that when bombs would go off, all the animals would take this large aggressive shiver afterwards. Right? The bomb would go off, there'd be a moment of panic, and afterwards, when everyone was calming down, the animals would kind of shake. And then he started to see this phenomenon start to develop in humans as well. So he tried to develop his approach to be able to trigger the shaking mechanism to get trauma out of the body. And since starting his work, it's been widely used with PTSD patients and any kind of emotional trauma. And the idea about shaking to get the trauma out of the body is that people don't have to actually relive or use any kind of psychoanalysis or remember what the trauma is at all. It simply just gets it out of your body through this organic mechanism of shaking. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started and explore what it means to shake the body. Okay, I'm going to start first by getting this easy shake in the head, getting the jaw to be loose and the mouth and lips to flap. So we get okay, we don't want to be too aggressive here, and we don't want to jostle the brain too much, but you do want to get loose enough that you get that horse flapping in the mouth. You want to start to develop your shivers in waves, so that they come on slowly and leave you like a shiver. Right? That's also something natural that happens in our body. As you get cold, you don't go 0 to hero and shake as hard as you can. We start to get a little bit cold, and then we get the chills and shake something off. Okay? So just like when we exploit our yawning phenomenon to get a gentle stretch that way, we're just going to exploit the natural shiver phenomenon in the body to try to loosen up our whole system. Okay? So let's take attention to the neck and jaw here as we start to loosen up. Okay, as we go through today's class, it's really important that you let the shivers or shakes go wherever they feel like going. You can follow along with me specifically if you want to try what I'm doing, but if you feel like, oh, I need to shake here, you need to, okay? And this is, you need to follow and listen to your body, what feels good, okay? Some shakes will feel like, I don't want to do that. No problem, do something else, okay? I'm going to explore the arms now, okay? Just one at a time. We're familiar with this position, but we'll just incorporate our new shiver technique into it. Also notice how I use the breath when I do this. There's a bit of an emotional response that comes up and down, just like our release breathing from last class. Period of activation and the longer release. I'm going to work on shimming the chest. Shake it off, shake it off. Again, I really encourage you to vocalize and try to understand the emotional response that's incorporated in this type of work. If we don't release both some emotions and the mind with the body, we're left relatively incomplete in our release. If you want the body to stay more relaxed longer, you also need to release the underlying mental tensions associated with a tense body. So we're not only shaking off the body right now, we're shaking off the mind as well, which is why this breathing and affect of the breathing is so important. Let's explore the legs now. Okay, let's take an easy pedaling of the knees, left and right. Okay, and we'll just build that. We'll have a baseline pedaling in the knees, and we'll just shiver through the legs now. Breathing in easy. Let the heels come up a little bit as we shake. All right, feel the wave aspect of the shake. It comes on gradually, gets explosive, and recedes again, as do the emotions. Try doing one leg at a time. Leaning slightly to the side, we can bend one knee and then shiver through this knee. Let's return to the shimmy in the chest and get this full body twist going on. And let's take a moment just to get in the rhythm here, twisting the chest and the hips in separate directions. Notice how I'm starting to not hold back any parts of my body now. I felt I needed to start to include the neck, and now the knees want to shake also. So I'm simply going to keep some element of structure here with my rotation. I'm just going to let the shake become bigger and bigger as we incorporate more of the body. And if you feel silly doing these things, first of all, that's completely normal and natural. But second of all, you also have to reflect on why on earth would you feel silly doing this. It's not really so strange to shake out your body or to let out these emotions. So if you feel it's really uncomfortable for you to do this, you should reflect on maybe why you're not able to let go a little bit and be silly. I'm going to start to use this collapsing pattern as I shake the knees too. Everything's shaking and going up and down. Good. Attention to the shaking in the knees now as we go in and out. Let's take a moment to relax the neck and shoulders as we start to shake the knees and focus our shiver into the hip area. Focusing on speeding up the vibration in the legs and then returning to easy. Try to feel the inner thigh muscles working as we shake out like this. Obviously, they're in control of moving the leg in and out, combined with the lateral hip muscles. But the inner thigh muscles are also directly related to the inner psoas muscle. So they share some kind of fascial connection, which is largely described as the inner line of the body, coming up the ankle, into the inner thighs, through the groin, into the hip flexors, deep to the spine, into the diaphragm, up behind the rib cage, and up in the very front of the neck, up to here. And this front line is what causes a lot of these problems, the slouching or the impaired ability to stand up straight. If you've been sitting for a long time and you find it difficult to stand all the way up right away, this is tension in the front line, okay, the deep front line. So the inner thighs are one of the key components of this deep front line. So as we shake out here, we really want to try to feel the inner thighs not only activating, but also shaking and releasing. Good, I'm going to talk less for the next 10 minutes, and I encourage you to either shake on your own and let yourself become enveloped by the shake, or you can follow along and see what happens to me. I'm going to try to really let go honestly for the next 10 minutes and see where my body goes, okay? Just relinquishing control to the shake. Okay. Good, let's bring ourselves back down now, come back to reality a little bit. Okay, we're gonna add some of our easier structured exercises, okay? We're just gonna take this easy bounce in the knees now as we rotate through. And try to notice how the entire body feels very alive and ready to respond. Also, if you shook relatively aggressively like I ended up doing, then you probably noticed that your heart rate went up pretty high. So we need to take a second to cool down here before getting back into it. Now I'd like to explore some of the more gentle aspects of shaking. Good, let's explore a gentle structured shake in the shoulders. We'll still use the same shiver approach, but instead of ramping it up to a very high frantic level and bringing it back down, we'll just try to maintain something easy and comfortable. Bending a little bit, keeping movement throughout the body. So we just shake the chest lightly. Remember, we can get the same emotional release even on a gentle shake. Letting go of what we're holding on to repeatedly. But easy bouncing in the legs. Let's get the arms to swing from side to side now. Notice how the arms feel very easy for the arms to be lazy right now. After shaking aggressively, everything's warmed up. The other health benefit of shaking like that, when we get that frantic kind of, we're also getting these quick switches from one direction to the other in the nervous system and in the muscular system, right? As you shake in and out, you're activating both sides of the muscle alternately. And that creates a very amazing amount of stability in the joints. Right? That's also why we tend to feel looser after we shake, because the entire muscular system comes back in balance as we let our minds go and just let the body find whatever shaking it feels it needs to do at that time. Okay, we're going to ramp it up again. Try to lose ourselves in the shake for a few more minutes, okay? Try not to hold back here. Just do what the body asks from you, okay? I'm going to try to start with my legs and see if maybe I can find something more for the lower body now. But again, this is just going to be an organic look at what happens if I try to just get lost in the shake, okay? Good, bring yourself back down. Easy, long breathing to cool down. Okay, I'd like to talk about what just happened to me there. I started with moving with the legs. I found some of the in and out bit, and then what happened was the tremor made it up to my stomach. And that created that violent looking contractions like this. And that's really a great place to put the contraction, but I prefer to do that work laying on my back on the floor, because it just takes a lot of stress off of the neck. So if you find yourself jolting up and down from the stomach area, you're best to lay down on the back like this and allow yourself to get the shapes you want in that position, because it will eliminate any of the stress from the neck. Okay, and we also need to be careful when we're shaking. A lot of times we do need to shake out the neck, but if we shake too hard, this causes a little bit of stress for the head, so we don't want to make a headache. Okay, so keep it nice and light now. Just bouncing. Let's get the arms swinging again. We're just gonna ramp up probably for one more good shake here. And cooling down, reflecting on what parts of the body still feel tight. And for me, there's something in my left hamstring today. It's a little bit sore. So again, I'm going to start with the legs in a little bit and see what I can find that way. Easy. Wait for the heart rate to fully recover. Relaxing deeper into the swinging movement, trying to hypnotize yourself. Okay, we're going to start in the hands this time, just shaking the hands lightly, okay? And we're just going to work on building up this tremor, okay? Again, trying to get the mind out of the way and allowing the mind to get lost in the movement of the body as we focus inwardly and avoid trying to repress any sudden movements. Allow the body to become more spastic if it wants to be. Okay, let's develop the shake in the hands, build the kinetic energy, and then try to stay in it. Good. And bringing the body back down again. Good, let the heart rate recover. Easy movements now. Little easy bouncing and twisting to keep the circulation going. Still just focusing on recovering the breath. Let's take some more gentle shimmies now, up and down a few times. Just taking care to find any sweet spots in the back where we feel tension. Right here, I feel some. I'm just going to hang out easily, shaking now. Okay, we're not going to get aggressive again. We're going to keep cooling down. Okay. So as you're going down, just look for the first piece of tension you find. Boom, here's something. Just going to hang out. Breathe easy. Come back up, restart the process. Washing the spine down slowly. Feeling where the oh good, I found something here. Spending a little bit of time here. Scanning the back with my mind's eye, feeling the spine moving. Looking up, stretching the front of the neck a little bit. Good, rolling down. Easy releases. Shaking the head, no hanging upside down. Slowly winding back up. Nice. Okay, if you have extra time right now, I would encourage you to lay down on your back with the knees bent in that position I was in before, and just rest a little bit that way. If you're in a rush, no problem. Okay, so this was a look at how we can use shaking, not only for cardio exercise, joint health, but also stress and tension relief. Now, I like the book about Shake It Off Naturally, and that's a little bit more strategized. They go through a specific series of exercises to fatigue out all your muscles so that you can get into a uncontrolled shake that happens naturally in the body. Today, we kind of enforce the shake ourselves. So it's not quite a copy of the trauma releasing exercise, which is a trademark name, but this is my own version of shaking, and I find it to be quite effective for releasing anxiety and other stresses. Okay, so thanks everybody for watching today. If you haven't done so already, you're probably tired of me saying it, but please like and subscribe our channel so I can grow my viewers. And it is a donation-based class, so any donations are appreciated. Thank you to everybody who has donated. And I'll see you all again tomorrow at 2 with some new and interesting programming. Bye now.